What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a bit of a, not of a strange video, but a bit of a talking to my thought process on the RS about everything I really dislike about it, or hate as you wish to call it. So I'm going to run through a few things. It's a bit windy outside, so I will try and keep the external stuff to a minimum. But I will go and get into that first to get that out of the way and done with, and then we can have a chat about all the other stuff which I hate about the car, to be honest. I love it to bits, but there are some certain things that I do really hate, and hopefully you guys will either feel the same way, give me your opinion on it, and hopefully this is informative to anyone that is looking to get an RS in the future, owns one, or just to see if people agree. Or see what other people think are things they dislike about their RS as well. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Not too bad at the moment wind-wise, but one of the first things I wanted to mention about the RS, I think, you know, being Ford's top model Focus and most expensive Focus, going out at over £40,000 or nearly 40 grand a car, you'd expect, you know, the car to have LED lights as stock, which they don't. They just come with like standard bulbs, and unfortunately that's not great. I personally would have thought that Ford should have given them all LED externals, or LED lights as such. I have obviously upgraded some with Auto Beam, and Auto Beam have done a really good job with the LED lights that they have. You can go and see them in some of the videos I've created recently around the sequential indicators, which are just here now, and also around the fog lights. Got some LED fog lights now, and we also have some LED rear brake lights, so they do look really good. So that is probably one of my other pet peeves of the car, is the fact I wish it came with LED lights. I think it'd look so much better, and I think for the cost of the car you'd expect it to as well. The second thing for me is the fact that these Recaro seats are not height adjustable, which I can understand why. But if you get them as stock, they're just not height adjustable, so you just basically have to use them as they are. So I've got the JCR Developments lowering kit on the seats, which is really great, and gives it a kind of more, for me it's a more sort of situated up, as you can see, like that. From the passengers is a bit more kind of, as you would say, a bit more flat, where this is kind of more pitched up, so my long leg can rest on it. So yeah, it's not too bad, but obviously you can only adjust with these going back and forth. And obviously you can adjust the back to go back and forth on these, but other than that, yeah, it's a bit of a pain, unfortunately. That's probably one thing I dislike, is the fact they're not height adjustable from stock. I also think, honestly, the infotainment system, due to mine being a 16 plate, one of the first ones out in the UK, it unfortunately has the Sync Infotainment System 2, which is Sync 2, and it's not great at all. It's quite clunky when you're looking to do stuff, like look at information. It's not very responsive, if anything. It's not too bad, but like when you're driving, it's really hard to reach over to, and it's just, the buttons are really small. So like, oh, if I want to phone someone, if I go on there, let's say I want to phone, you know, then you have to go down this whole tiny small little menu like this. It's like, oh, I want to get to my call history. Bear in mind, once you're driving in this thing, it gets even more difficult, because it's unfortunately, yeah, not great. So you can kind of go for your phone book and everything, but it's really not that great when it comes to sorting that stuff out and getting around it, especially with the firm ride that the Focus RS has. I personally really wish this had Sync 3, but to upgrade, unfortunately, it's going to set me back 1,500 quid. I don't really want to spend 1,500 quid on just upgrading this. So yeah, I can vouch for the fact that this infotainment system isn't great, and I'm sure most of you can as well. I also think in itself the interior could be slightly higher specs. You know, you got a lot of plastic. For a 40 grand car, you'd probably expect a bit more fake carbon fibre or some leather. You don't really get that much. Steering wheel's obviously nice, you get a nice steering wheel, but everything else feels very cheaply manufactured. And that's something I really wish Ford would have put a bit more effort into with this. Obviously, I think as an RS, you know, the RS being the top of the range Focus, you know, you can get the Vignale now, and I don't see why the Vignale has all the nice fancy bits and this doesn't. This should, considering it costs more than the Vignale. I don't actually think there is a Focus Vignale in the Mark III, but I'm pretty certain there is in the Mark IV, but I could be corrected. I'm not too sure, or 100% sure. So yeah, we'll find out in another one. But yeah, I just think that the interior could be like so much better than it is. I do really like the Recaro back seats. That is one benefit of having the bucket seats. You do get some nice Recaro back seats. But yeah, other than that, I just think it could look so much better inside. It really, really could. One last thing as well, you know, just trying to get this thing into launch mode is a massive pain in the bum. You've got to go through all these different menus, I'm pretty sure. So you've got to come out of that one from your trip computer. You've got to go all the way down to settings. And then you go to driver assists. And then you click launch control. And then it sticks launch control on there, which is fine. But you really have to have it at the right point in time to get it to work. So you think if you're sat at the lights, you're like, oh, I want to give someone a bit of a race, or you want to see what your car's like off the line. Just going through this whole menu structure just to get to there, it'd take you like bloody like at least 2 minutes just to do that. You know, some people aren't bothered by it, but I think, you know, it's a bit of a pain. I think, you know, it should be realistically a lot easier to get to, but it's not. And that is probably one of the other things I really, really hate about a car. It's just, you know, the system to get to that point. You know, you look at a lot of other cars and it's just not like that. But unfortunately, on the Focus RS it is. Right, so I'm literally just editing up the video, and there's two things which I forgot to mention that I personally really hate that they weren't stock on the car, that I thought I should add in. The first one being, I really, really wish, like the A45, and I'm pretty sure the RS3, well, someone told me, I can't remember who, that they are, from factory, they have forged pistons and conrods, and the Focus RS doesn't, which means when you're trying to tune them above a certain horsepower, which I think is about 50 horsepower over standard, or I know Revo have done it to like 440, but anything above that, yeah, they're meant to be forged is what they're basically saying. So I really wish they'd come from factory forged. That's probably a big ask, but I think some other manufacturers do it for like the A45s and stuff like that, and the RS3s. I may be incorrect, but correct me down there if I am wrong, but I'm going by what I've been told, and I think that is correct from what I've done a little bit of research on as well. Second thing is, this is a big ask and probably would never ever happen. I don't know if you can, but I really wish the Recaro bucket seats were heated. It's a massive thing which I missed from my old SD. I did have the Recaro bucket seats in my old one, but they're the fat ones. I don't have the fat Focus RS ones. I have the slim Focus RS bucket seats, the Recaro ones, and yeah, obviously they're not heated. They probably could be heated, but you know, you don't buy the bucket seats to be heated. But just for these cold winter months, I really, really wish they were, and that's just me being picky. So anyway, back to the video. Other than that though, there really isn't anything else that I hate about the car as such. Obviously the miles per gallon sucks. It's about 24.8, you know. Unfortunately, you can get cars with bigger engines that actually do better MPG than that. But, you know, when you're running 400 brake, what do you expect? It's just one of them things. And the car is a lovely car to drive. I really do enjoy it. Probably the last thing I hate is how firm the ride is, just in normal mode. It's very, very firm. But other than that, I think the car is great. But they are the things that I hate about it, or dislike. Let me know if you guys agree with me, kind of what else you guys dislike about the car that you own in the RS, what you think it could have better, what Ford could have done with its stock, or think it should have came from factory with. I'd be interested to see what you guys think, and what you guys dislike about your RSs as well. So if you do agree with the comments I say in here, please leave a like on the video. If you do find it informative, educational, entertaining, either which, any of them, just please leave a like on this video. And if you do want to see more from me, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on that little bell notification. That basically means that you get notified whenever I go live with a video or with a live stream, and it sends out a little notification to your phone to come watch and say hello. So yes. Anyway guys, if you're new around here as well, please make sure you follow me on Instagram. It's at JJ_TV. You will see it on the screen in just a second, or just now. Make sure you go and give me a follow, and follow me on Facebook as well. It's the same as the Instagram pretty much. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Peace.